Hello, everyone, and welcome to my coloring corner. Today is a Work It Wednesday, and we are working on the picture out of Grayscale Fantasy by Ruth Sanderson. And we have a special guest. Look, look. We have Ruth Sanderson with us, and she will be hanging out with us, and we'll be talking about different things. We've got a cool giveaway to do, and so much more. And yes, I'm going to fangirl for the day. Yay! Because she is my favorite. Well, one of my absolute favorites. So hello everyone. Hello Celine. Hello Calamity. Hello Yana. Hello Kenny. Hello Brooke. Hello Dawn. Hello Rain or Robin. Sorry. Oh my goodness. Hello Della. Hello, 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 hello. So of course we have Ruth Saunderson. So everybody say hello to Ruth.
Hello, everyone.
Ruth is being shy today. They can hear you, dear. Honest, they can.
They can hear
Yes.
me.
Yes.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for coming and watching the awesome Renee color.
Thank you. So we have been working on this picture. We started this picture on Monday, and we did the wonderful parrot from our prompt, as well as the bottom part of the tree. Um, so where is this picture from, Ruth?
Oh, this picture is actually from a children's book. It was a collection of fairy tales from around the world, and it was called Princess Tales, I believe, and was written by Kate Klimo. And it is unfortunately out of print, as books tend to be, but
Tend to be,
about
yeah.
at least 20 years old. So,
Awesome.
and this was it was a story about a Mayan princess. So,
Awesome. So I take it she's the Mayan princess,
oh,
and who is this represent?
he
Do
must
you
be a
do you
Mayan
remember?
prince. I believe
Okay.
he's a Mayan prince as well.
Okay,
So,
awesome.
prince.
That gives me a story behind the page so my brain can color it accordingly. Hello, Jamie. Oh, awesome. Brooke says she has a coffee mug with a unicorn in it that was painted by you, and she loves it,
Oh, nice.
which is awesome. So, what have you been up to the past year? You came to visit us last Christmas, and we got to sample all your Christmas works.
Hmm.
What have you been up to?
Well, I did just come out with this book in the fall, the
Uh-huh.
Grayscale Fantasy,
Right.
and I've continued to work on children's books. I love I love horses, and I did a biography of a French artist named Rosa Bonheur, who was a 19th century woman artist who painted horses. So I did a biography of her for children.
Awesome.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think I remember seeing the big tapestry type painting that you did of the horse corral painting studio,
Mhm.
which was
Yes.
awesome.
Yeah, it was a very time-consuming project to research everything and try to get everything accurate.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, biographies are tricky if you want to, you know,
Well,
you
you
know,
have to get it all historically you have to do hyper realism on that one.
yeah, and I was very pleased because the museum, the Rosa Bonheur Museum, which is basically her studio, looks like she walked out yesterday, and it's been preserved. Her house has been preserved.
Oh,
And
wow.
wonderful. And they just wrote me a very nice note saying they had ordered a bunch of the books and will be selling them in their bookstore. So,
Awesome.
I'd
That
gone
is
there to
fantastic.
do research and they were very nice and helpful. So, uh,
That is absolutely fantastic.
heartwarming.
Yay. Yeah, it's very heartwarming. That is one of the best compliments,
Yes.
I think, is when a historical place like that sees your rendition of it and says, "Yeah, that's it. That's exactly it." which is
Yeah.
awesome. Oh, I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. And now, I've got other books, clanking around in my brain, as well as I'm working on a novel, and
Oh, you're working on a novel too?
am a retelling of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs for a young adult audience. So we'll
Awesome.
see. I may try to sell it without illustrations, we'll see, or I might, illustrate it, but it's long, usually you don't
Yeah.
see illustrations in novels,
In a longer novel, yeah, absolutely.
so we'll see about that, and I'm doing something very odd, I'm illustrating adult horror novels.
Oh dear.
I just illustrated, a cover for a version of Dracula,
Oh, wow.
small press, they do, limited signed editions, obviously he's not alive, Bram Stoker, but,
Right.
you know, so and a number of other, editions. I worked on, a Dune, limited edition, did the Sandworm. So I've got my fingers in many pies, not just a coloring book artist.
Yeah.
Uh, and
You're
as you
you're
know,
an artist. You
most of
you
my
are an artist.
most of my, um, coloring books come from existing art that I grayscale. So
Yeah, yeah.
anyway,
Hello, Mona, and hello, Davissa. Welcome, welcome, and good to see you. So as you all may know, from the last time that Ruth was here, she illustrates a lot of children's books. She's done illustrations for Nancy Drew. Um, she does her own books as well, and now she's converting. She's going into adult horror. Oh no! So are we going to start seeing some horror movie
horror
coloring?
covers, horror, no,
Horror coloring.
it pays the bills, but it's not my preference. I will not be doing, horror coloring books. No. No, 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 no. It no, they scare me. Some of the pictures I've done, I just go, "Ooh,
Did I actually just do that?
no, no." In fact, I just got another job, and it's like, "Okay, it pays really well, I'll do it." But
Well,
it
as
it
as
it
long as it pays the bills. Hello, Barbara, welcome.
I'd rather draw cute little mice and make coloring books out of them.
Yes, yes, I don't blame you there. I'm not one for the horror books either. It's just I know a lot of people are, and I'm not saying that's a horrible thing. I'm just saying it's just not
Uh-oh.
my thing. So what do you have coming up and what do you have on the back burner or the front burner for the coloring world?
Well, I'm beginning, sketches for another Christmas coloring book.
Awesome. So
So it's going to be, I don't know, similar to the Christmas Magic, which is my style of doing pen and ink with shading in between. So it's almost a grayscale style.
mhm.
Uh, anyway, so I think
Awesome.
I will probably do that again. Although I'm toying with the idea of doing. I've seen some people that have done coloring books that actually are all pencil. It's like they'll do a pencil outline and then shade in pencil
Mhm.
as a grayscale book, and it's like, huh,
Yeah.
that's kind of interesting. And
Yeah.
um, also, oh, I have a piece. I met Linda Ravenscroft
Oh yeah. Yeah. She's
at
awesome.
Paracon. I'm holding up her.
Oh, that's awesome.
So
It's gorgeous.
she does coloring books. So she
Yeah.
does a pen drawing, but then she'll do watercolor washes,
Mhm.
to create some value. Um,
Oh, awesome.
doesn't do, as you can see, not a lot of darks,
Yeah.
a lot of white areas, but a lot of detail.
Yeah, exactly.
This is like, oh, that's an interesting style too.
Yeah,
Because
I know Christine Caron, I've watched her draw some stuff and she does a lot of the pencil grayscale.
pencil grayscale, yeah, I thought so. So I do have one piece that I finished actually when I was doing Christmas Magic. I was doing all these cute little mice, and then I did one that was a teddy bear picture, and I'll show that later. Um, and I decided to save that for the next one, so that will be included in the book.
Awesome.
And I
I
don't know,
can't wait. I
I
like teddy
I
bears.
might mix styles, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't
Lots lots of ideas, new book.
is
Always, when you have a new project to work on, it's always good to throw things, into the mix and see what works out, and
yeah, it's
that's
the
always
beginning
fun.
stages, so, I've got till the end of the summer to finish
Yeah.
it,
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
mm,
Yep, I love teddy bears. When I know that you did a poll on your Facebook page
I did.
to see what people wanted in that book, and I definitely picked teddy bears. It's like, oh, teddy bears, I
I
must
was
do this.
thinking of doing an entire teddy bear book, but then giving people the choice, I don't know,
Yes,
that might have been the wrong thing to do. I should've just
because then it sent you
invest in labels
everywhere.
and then do something, I don't know, but
Yeah,
it seems like people want different things, so I like
yeah,
to please everyone, and you can't please everyone all the time, but yeah.
yeah. You can't put. Yeah. Yana says that your Christmas books made her Christmas coloring.
Oh, which
She
one? Which one?
she colored in all of them.
Oh,
Yana
oh,
at Ecchi.
dear.
Yeah, she went through and picked. I think it was 20 books to color by the end of December, like pages out of 20 books to color by the end of December. And she made it through, I think it was 18, wasn't it, to Yana, or was it 17? But
Wow,
yeah, she's absolutely fantastic at coloring.
wow.
Hello, Rinka. Rinka would like to know if you've ever thought of doing teddy cats.
Teddy cats.
Cats.
Stuffed animal cats? Is that what a teddy cat is?
I don't know what a teddy cat is. So what is a teddy cat, Rinka? I'm not sure what you're asking either.
Animal
So
that's a cat?
yeah.
What's
So a stuffed cat type thing
a
is
cat?
what
Oh,
she says.
okay. Well, I might in the book include, like, just toys in general, like a picture that has a bunch of stuffed animals, maybe not just teddy bears. So
Yeah,
so I could include, a teddy cat,
yeah.
certainly.
So Yana said she did actually 17, and she colors just absolutely gorgeous and really quick, and it's like always perfection, and it's like, oh.
Um,
Yeah, she's fantastic.
I would love to see something she's colored of mine, you know,
Yeah,
maybe.
I do believe she's posted a few things in my Facebook group. But Yana, Ruth is in our Facebook group. So if you want to go to the Facebook group and just click on her, just highlight her name or something and just send her a private message of some of the things you've colored of hers, she would love to see them.
I would, thank you.
And I think she's posted in your group as well,
Oh, okay.
but I'm not positive on that. So we're going to actually color,
Yes,
maybe.
Ellen Renee.
Yeah, I might actually color something while we're chatting. Maybe if I can stop fangirling long enough.
Good, good
S-
idea.
So we're going to start on his skin tone, and we're going to start with olive green. Let's see if I can find my olive green. There it is. Oh, that's earth green. I had them all sorted out, and then I used them for things. Teach me to, jump ahead and get everything ready because then I get bored and use them for other things. So I was talking to Ashley Colors, and she does theater a lot as well as coloring, and she does makeup for theater. And she said to use the olive green as an undercoat just to give it a little bit of that Asian, East Asian tone. So that's what we're going to try to do. So right now I'm just putting a very light coat of olive green on here. Yes, I'm going to get the pencils going, I promise. You'd think that they came to see me color or something. Silly people. I'm too busy fangirling. It's okay. So I colored in your Mother Goose on Tuesday and actually did a watercolor background,
Oh,
dried out the watercolor, and then printed, because I have your PDF, printed the little piggy that goes wee 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 all the way home on the pre watercolored page, and then colored it in with Prismas, and it turned out really nice. If you want to see it,
I'd love to see it.
switch
Ooh,
over.
oh, look at that. That's fun. Ah,
I I added an extra balloon, but
I see. Oh, that's fun.
but yeah, she's going wee 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 all the way home. And she's got, the party going on in the background. It must be the 4th of July.
It does. It looks like the 4th of July. That's great.
Yeah. But yeah, this is the Prismas are fantastic for coloring over top of something and being able to block it out.
Yep.
So yeah, I colored right over top of the paint, and you can't even see that it was there. Like this whole area was green
Hmm.
when I was when I was done.
Actually, I used Prismacolors early in my career as in illustration, I would do a base of in acrylic, kind of
Yeah.
flat colors, and then I would render the details, the darks, and the lights with colored pencil. So I'd sort of do a
Oh.
middle tone, and then I'd do the shadow areas and the highlights with colored pencil. And that was a technique I used a lot, actually for book covers, and including the Nancy Drew series and the Black Stallion series covers that I did. Uh,
Oh, okay.
yeah, so yeah, thinking back, I don't use this technique anymore, um, but I did use colored pencils pretty extensively in earlier in my career.
Oh, that's
I just
fantastic.
switched to oils,
Yeah.
and have done mostly oils after that.
Awesome. So Rain was asking if you use color pencils.
Here's the answer. And
There's the answer.
I have to, someone is paying me actually to do a reproduction of a Nancy Drew cover, and I will try to do it in the style that I created the art in, because the look of the cover is that look. So I couldn't do it in oils, it wouldn't look the same. So I've got to kind of reproduce that style. So I've been thinking about how did I do that? It was like 40 years ago.
That's
Literally.
always the way though, right? You sit there going, okay.
Yeah,
Um,
if
you
you're
know,
gonna do something for a while, every time I sit down, and even for oil painting, and if I haven't painted in like a month or something, it's like, how do I do this?
yep.
Do I know what I'm doing? And the secret is just pretend you know what you're doing.
Fake it till you make it.
Take it till you make it. And I've been doing that my whole career. So
Well, you're doing very well at it, I must say.
thank you.
Hello, Marilyn. Absolutely, lurk away, dear.
And actually, what I forgot to mention is I'm going to be doing. There's a colored pencil demo that I was planning, and then just got so busy I never got around to finishing it, um, which is coloring over grayscale, and in particular coloring over darker grayscale. So many
Awesome.
people are kind of afraid of dark grayscale,
Yeah.
and in my book it's easier than
I,
coloring over light grayscale. So
I love dark
really want to
grayscale.
do a demonstration showing, not just saying it, because people don't believe you.
Well,
Oh, what
this is the dark version.
yeah, Eh,
of this picture, and I find it so much easier to color.
thank you.
It gives you better definition,
Yeah,
and
and
it gives you the ability to see where your colors need to go a little bit easier than the lighter grayscale.
yeah, and it gives you a good base to go over, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So we've got our green in there. Hopefully I've got enough of it. And now I'm going to go in with my gray lavender and I'm going to put in the shadow areas and then we're going to start with our lightest skin tone and work our way up. And I'm on the full camera so you're not going to see it. So I'll switch back over to the close-up.
Mm.
I'll turn off that light because it's too bright. Hello, Ronnie. Welcome. I am sorry if I miss anyone coming in. And of course, hello to all the wonderful people out there in Lurkerville. Lurkerville, Ruth, is where people hang out and watch the stream, but don't participate in chat very much because they're doing other things. Just so you know, I call it the Lurkers Corner, but yeah, I hang out there every once in a while, constantly. Sometimes even in my own streams, you know.
Mm.
No, actually, if you're coloring a dark color grayscale, actually, it's a little bit easier to cover it with a light color than it is with a dark color.
Mhm. Yeah, exactly. In fact, choosing like a middle tone over a dark gray, um, I tend to use brighter colors over the darks, and
Yeah,
then is a nice blend.
yeah, I find that it's easier to color a lighter tone on it. I always put the darker colors in the darker areas, but I always try to go a shade or two lighter to start off with,
Mhm.
and then work up to that darker. I am using the Castle Art Golds. Hello, Catherine. And Mona, or no, who was it? Kenny would like to know if you color in your own coloring books.
I do. Yeah,
She
most
does.
mostly for demos, but, for instance, here's
Oh, that's so pretty.
that's her.
That's her.
That's her.
That's her.
So this was the coloring demo that I did on YouTube. So she is also in this is Fantasy Faces. So
Yeah,
she's in the as a as a big scene in the grayscale fantasy, but a close up of her is in my book Fantasy Faces, and so I was using a different color scheme than Renee is, but it just goes to show there's no one right way of coloring faces. There's
right.
as long as you're choosing your palette and you're consistent with it, you stick to it. Um,
Exactly.
there's many different ways of as many
Working with it.
skin tones as there are in the universe. There's many
That's so true.
different color palettes for skin tones. And in my book, so that one was Fantasy Faces, and I've got, for instance, if you do like Prismacolor, I know some people aren't into it, but it's sort of still my thing of choice. I've got a whole
Your go-to.
about different palettes for different skin tones.
Right.
Just- Some
Awesome.
people are just completely lost. It's like they just don't know
Don't
where to
know. Yeah.
go. So this is a good, I think, resource. So I've got 6 different types of skin tones and palettes for if anyone's interested in portraits. So
Yeah. Um, Also, you have a bunch of free links and stuff like that on your website as well
Yes, I
for
just
people
downloaded
to
a
give a
whole
try.
bunch of them. In fact, 9. I just downloaded 9 free pages to download on my website, under fun stuff, and
Awesome.
and they're all, almost all of them, not every single one, but most of them have a corresponding, demonstration on my YouTube channel, so you can see how I colored that picture. If you care to, um,
Yeah,
to do that. And even if you don't use Prismacolor, you can probably find similar colors of whatever brand you prefer.
right.
Yeah, but
All right. And that's really cool. And if you want to get to her website, trying to remember the Nightbot code for it, and I can't remember for some reason. But it is listed below the video with a 40% off discount code, which I thank you so much for providing for us. That was so awesome.
that's for
Um,
the PDF of this book, the
yeah,
the grayscale fantasy.
yeah.
Yeah,
So it,
most of my PDFs are on Etsy, but this one was too big. Etsy has a size limit, and I wanted to include dark, both the dark and the light for people that do prefer
hmm
one or the other. So
right,
I'm only selling this particular book um, as a PDF on my own website.
website,
So I
right.
just, you know,
Well, you don't want to cut the book off. You don't want to cut it in half just because it doesn't reach their limit.
and I think I have one other book on Etsy that I did two separate things. So I sell a light version and then I sell a dark version separately, so you can buy one or the other. Uh,
Right.
and I just it's a lot of work to set up Etsy sales and set up the files for
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I just didn't have time, so I thought I'll just sell it on my website.
Right. And you've been so busy. I've been following you well for a long time, but this past year I've been watching your Facebook as well as your Instagram and whatnot, and you have been at all different conventions with your art and everything else, and they just look like
So
so
much
much
travel.
fun.
I don't remember another year I've traveled so much. I was in Ohio, then I was in Detroit, and then I was in Reading, Pennsylvania, then I was in Baltimore, Maryland, then I was in Florida. And these are
Well, I
all
must say,
all art related,
right,
and all slightly different kinds of venues. But yeah, so
it sounds like you've had
didn't even catch COVID. I kept expecting, you know, after all these
oh, I'm so
nobody
glad you didn't catch COVID. Oh my goodness.
well, for some things they did require masks, but not at all of them. And when you fly, they don't require masks anymore. And
Right.
I I'm amazed. I haven't caught it. No, knock on. Probably come down with it tomorrow. So anyway,
Do not say that. No, knock
but
on wood, no. You're not
supposedly,
allowed.
supposedly it's getting milder and milder each version. I think so.
Yeah, that's what they say.
That's what they say. I'm just going about my business. And
Yeah, as long as you stay as safe as you can, that's all you can really do.
no, my daughter was just exposed the other day, so we all stayed home for 5 days until she tested negative. Actually,
Negative.
today, so nobody caught it, but
Oh,
she was
that's good.
she was exposed to someone who then came down with symptoms the next day. So I guess you're contagious, right?
Right,
Even before you
right
have symptoms,
yeah.
which is how
It
probably people are catching this because you don't know if you have it, and you can
yeah,
easily give it to someone without meaning to. Obviously,
yeah.
most people who are coughing aren't going to be going out on purpose.
Well, some people are, but
Some people, hopefully not most, but.
Yeah.
So that's how people anyway, so we dodged that bullet too.
Well,
So,
that's good. I'm glad.
yeah.
Yeah, it's been a rough one. The other one that's been going around really bad is the RSV. So,
Mhm. Right. Phew.
but as long as you avoided that. So, who would like to see a sneak peek at Ruth's new book? I do, I do. I always want to see sneak peeks.
Okay, can I,
I will bring it up.
let's see.
The discount code is below the video for her Etsy shop as well as her own website for this book for the Grayscale Fantasy. Both of those discounts are below the video, and just clicking on that link will give you the discount. All right, so if you want to bring up the presentation because it seems to have gone away.
Oh, that
There
one?
it is. Yep. So if you're ready, I will show it. Are you guys ready? You guys want to see it? Mm-hmm. Hello, Pam. Hello, Jen.
I know it's sort of not the season, but it's a new thing that most people have not seen, or I don't think anyone has seen it.
I
Um,
don't think so.
I did
It's
it a
so
couple years ago and decided I wanted to save the teddy bears for the next Christmas book. And it was going to be an entire teddy bear book, but I don't think it is now.
I think it is just the cutest thing.
Thank you.
Can you guys can you guys not say that is the cutest thing ever?
So I think I will do quite a few. Maybe not with just teddy bears. I like this the suggestion that someone had about you know a kitty stuffed animal. So it could just be Christmas toys.
Oh, that'd
It
be awesome. Christmas.
um, you know, could be. I mean, my grandson, bless his heart. I have a 2.5-year-old grandson. We're in, uh,
The
has
fun age.
has stuffed giraffes and stuffed this and stuffed that. It would be fun to do a whole menagerie of different stuffed animals having fun, you know, at Christmas.
Oh,
Yeah,
you know what
zooming
you can
around,
call it?
running around, maybe chasing each other. I don't know what, but
You
I'm
can do
sure
the nursery Christmas and do all the nursery toys having Christmas. That'd
yeah,
be awesome.
yeah. You know, it's still in the sketch, so I'm just doing little, you know, I do often I'll do just little thumbnails idea sketches first.
Mhm.
You know, do a whole bunch, and then I'll decide which ones, you know, I want to take to the next level and do a more detailed drawing. Then I'll trace that and
Yeah.
do the pen and ink from that. So,
That would be
some people
awesome.
have asked for scenes as well, like you know, just landscapes or
Yeah.
barns. You know, the barns are nice for winter for
Yeah.
winter.
Like the covered bridges and whatnot,
Yeah. So yeah, so I'm gonna
which are great too. So many suggestions and ideas.
yeah, send them my way. Tell me what you want to see.
So Yana has sent you a friend's request on Facebook,
Oh,
and
okay.
her name is spelled Jana.
All right. Great.
So
No,
you
I almost always accept friends who are coloring people. Usually I go to
uh,
somebody's profile, and even if I don't know them, it's like, oh, they're a culling person,
yep.
and
Yeah,
that I'll accept them.
she's one of our members on the Facebook group as well as hangs out with us in Discord. I have a group in Discord that we all hang out and color together, and I get to see her coloring these wonderful things sometimes, and it's like, holy crow. So yeah, that and Instagram, yeah. Um, so yeah, that is one of the new pages from her book. So far, I have added the olive green, the old rose, and the cadmium orange light, and now I'm adding apricot light. And I'm almost done with the apricot light here for the edges here. So does anybody have any questions for Ruth, or, you know, who wants to talk? Come on. Oh, Yana's blushing now because she's awesome. I'm making her blush. She retired, so she gets to color all the time. Makes
Oh,
me
nice,
jelly.
nice.
Yeah, she retired this year, so she has no
Oh.
nothing holding her back anymore. Hello, Pam. Welcome. I'm sorry if I missed you. All right, now I'm going to go in with cinnamon, and I'm going to sharpen it. Yeah, Yana says that that your art makes her very happy.
Oh, nice.
And
Thank you.
it's one of my favorite for Christmas time, which is wonderful. And welcome back, Dawn. So now I'm going in with cinnamon, and this is where we're going to start getting those brown tones. And I'm just doing really light layers, building that color up. Oh, that would be awesome, Jamie. And Jamie and Yana live very close to each other. And Jamie said that when they meet up, maybe Yana will teach her a few coloring tricks.
All right. Ooh, speaking of coloring tricks,
Ooh.
to share with everyone
Oh,
my favorite pencil sharpener.
Hold on a sec. Let me make you full screen.
May I do that? Oh,
yep. There you go.
So there are a number of versions of this. It's actually a long point sharpener, and I think it was developed by a pencil company whose name I've forgotten. Oh gosh, but I think it's called the long point sharpener. I think there's a version by the company. Oh yeah, this is the Cum, K-U-M.
Okay. Yeah.
So I know some people like the traditional, very short
Prismacolor tip.
short point pencils. They, if you have a short point, they tend to not break as easily. So be warned that a long point pencil you have to be delicate with.
Yep.
However, for instance, I'll hold it over the dark.
There you
See,
go. Yeah.
see the length of that point.
Yeah.
You know,
That's such a nice sharp point.
a lot what a lot of people. Oh, here's one that I just bought that I haven't used yet, so you can sort of see the difference.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I prefer the long point myself.
You do also, yeah. Another way that I sharpen pencils is with I will try to buy used pencil sharpeners like from the 80s and 90s or whatever. I like the Panasonic brand because it is a long point automatic electric
Sharpener. Yeah.
that does tend to eat up the pencil a little, and a lot of people, you know, want to
Cringe.
save for as long as possible, and some of them have an auto shut off, and
Yeah.
some of them you can just hold it in there forever, and then you have no pencil. So you have to be careful with those. But when I'm in a hurry, I'll just use the automatic.
Yeah.
But this is an unusual sharpener. So here's, for instance, I'm trying to do it backward here. Okay, so here's not a very sharp pencil.
Point. Yeah.
And so if you notice, let's see, there are 2 holes. So the left-hand hole um, makes the lead longer, but
Oh,
not.
yeah.
Look at that. It's like weird looking. But
That's
then
weird. Yeah.
the second hole, very carefully twisted around. And you notice I am twisting the pencil, not the sharpener, which some people are into, but
I twist the pencil,
sorry.
not the
I
sharpener.
really recommend.
Yeah,
So,
awesome. That's a nice point.
so anyway, that's a nice long point sharpener. So the Kum,
Yeah, I had a Coombe bullet and it didn't work very well for me. And I have a Coombe 3-hole sharpener
oh,
and I don't it I break pencils with them constantly.
hmm,
So I have problems with them.
yeah, I
But
like,
it's because of myself. It's not anything to do with the sharpener. So when I sharpen a pencil, I have a tendency to turn the pencil, but I also, if I'm not careful, my hand has a tick, so I end up going,
ooh, oh, oh,
which breaks. It's 100% myself. It's not anything to do with the sharpeners, but I have a tendency to push if I have a tick, and it'll snap the tip right off.
yeah. The thing with the longer point is it stays sharp longer.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
Uh,
the little ones, you know, if you want it sharp. Um, and sometimes you don't need it all that sharp. I've gotten, I guess, a little looser over the years
Yeah,
about, you know, always having it sharp. You know, if you have it super super sharp, you can get the finest.
details.
Yeah, you can get a lot of detail, and then you crosshatch and go over and go over and go over, you know, in different directions, and
Mhm.
you can get something that looks, you know, so smooth and solid just by, um, you know, having those little rows really super super close together,
Right.
and also kind of holding your pencil like slightly sideways
Mhm.
when you're laying it down, as opposed to, you know, high, closer up like that. You know, you
Yeah.
sort of go,
Yeah, I hold my pencil
yeah, farther
when I'm
out. If you're holding it, you hold it farther out from the tip.
yeah. So, for example, when I'm shading, I hold it like this.
Right.
And when I'm trying to get into these
Yeah.
areas
And
here, I tip it up further. But when I'm just covering an entire area,
yeah,
I'll use the side of the pencil and hold it further up.
that. Yeah, that's a good technique. It's a,
Jamie would like to know how you get started with your illustrations.
meaning,
Where
uh,
where where does your inspiration and that sort of thing come from, and what is your starting process?
starting process. So when I have, for instance, a picture book, when I
Mhm.
have a picture book um, that I'm writing myself, you know, I start with a story, and then I create a book um, storyboard. So I will mark in the text uh, the pages from 1 to 32. However, in the storyboard, they're all, I draw little squares with a line in the middle, and that means that I'm doing a sketch which includes both sides of the page.
Oh.
So let me see if I have a
And I misunderstood. She means career-wise as
oh,
well.
career rise. Okay, I thought you meant a particular.
Yep, no, so did
Yes,
I, but
career rise. Oh my gosh. So I did go to art school. You know, it's not a necessity, but I think it helps to get training.
Mhm,
Um, I was lucky that I found an agent that represented children's book artists right out of art school. So I was in the right place at the right time, uh,
mm,
and stumbled upon someone who was willing to show my work to publishers, and then the ones that were interested, uh, you know, gave me work. Uh, and back in the day, um, an artist could actually make an appointment with an art director at a publisher in New York and go and personally show a portfolio, like make an appointment, go in.
Yeah.
Now everyone's too busy. Nobody sees anybody in person anymore. So you can send like postcards of your work to art directors at different publishers. There are many ways to do it. If anyone is seriously interested in in finding out more about about the field, there's an incredible organization with amazing resources called the Society for Children's Book Writers and Illustrators, SCBWI, and they have conferences in different parts of the country, um, and they have an online, a membership, and with all kinds of resources. In fact, I think if you join, it used to be about $60 a year. I'm not sure. It's about that. Um, they'll send you what's called the book, which is basically a list of different publishers and um, the contacts of them.
Yeah.
And then other they have interviews with agents and editors and art directors and what have you. So I actually started a program, an MFA in writing and illustrating for children. One of the founders of the program in Virginia at Hollins University in Roanoke, Virginia, and it's a 6 weeks in the summer for quite a number of summers to get an MFA in children's book illustration and writing. And you can also go and just get a certificate in only an illustration if you only want to do the art part. So that's something that I've done. It's people come into it different ways.
Hmm.
Sometimes people will start with magazine illustration. It's a good way to break in. Also, textbook illustration. I illustrated textbooks for almost 8 years. So that was sort of how I kind of honed my skills, by doing a lot of textbooks.
Yeah. That's awesome.
um, yeah. So does that answer your question?
I think so.
Okay. Oh, okay. So Brooke is saying she's in the process of getting an associate's degree in graphic design at her local college. I want to do illustration. Do you think I need a bachelor's degree also? Not necessarily. I don't know if there's any way to there's online courses too. If you don't want to go all out and get a degree, I think, what is his name? Will Terry. Look up Will Terry. He has courses online in children's book illustration and in graphic design and different things. He's one that I do recommend if people are on a budget. He's got some very good courses out there, and there are a number of others as well. And I highly suggest that definitely don't start showing work around until you have somebody who is professional, who tells you, yep, this is professional, you can now show your portfolio around. So that would be my suggestion. Yeah, find some online courses that are there, and you can find reasonable ones.
Yeah.
So
That's the one main part is making sure you find something that's reasonable enough that you're not in the poorhouse by the time you get somebody to say yes.
So Renee, do you also have a copy of the actual book? Is this a printout that you're
This is
using?
this is a printout. I have the PDF. I don't have an actual copy of the book,
Oh, you
unfortunately.
don't? Okay. I think may I make a suggestion?
Sure.
Um, sometimes I think if you his face, and I'm looking at the picture myself, you know, the tones are very soft and very subtle and don't change a lot. Um, but what I'm noticing in the printed book is that the light is sort of coming a little bit from
On
his left. So
so
his
this
neck
way?
his neck on the side,
So
yeah,
down here
it
and here,
his neck his neck on this yeah, on the left side of his neck is very light.
like
The
that.
the left side of his neck, neck. That's
I
his
can't.
shoulder. Neck, yeah. The left side of his neck is the lightest and it goes down darkest under his chin. And the same with his forehead in the
Okay.
picture, the light. And I think probably when you were putting the base colors
Yeah,
on, I think what happened was
because
it
it's
it
showing
kind of
darker.
eliminated that, and it was very subtle. Is like the grayscale underneath is like, you
Yeah.
know, the change is very slight,
Yeah.
and it's hard to tell where you know where the light is coming from.
Right.
Uh,
And I'm using the darkest colors. This is just the base area. I'm gonna
mhm.
use the darkest colors to reestablish that gray.
Reestablish, but you know, I think I didn't you know, I didn't push the contrast a lot in the so it's hard to see where the darkest
Yeah.
darks are.
Yeah, that's true. It definitely
I mean,
is.
yeah,
A little bit harder.
it's hard in the video to exactly see. Yeah, so yeah, it's darker under there. Yeah. No, I know you're not done, but I just wanted to
Yeah. Yeah, no, I noticed that as well as I'm coloring it, the way the light is hitting it as well, from my lamp. It's blurring out
yeah,
a lot of the grayscale as well because it's a little bit lighter on this gray tone paper.
right. Is that is that paper actually gray?
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah,
Oh, that's interesting.
yeah.
So I wonder if using that gray tone paper,
It lightens it quite a bit.
uh, uh, well, but I'm also wondering if it darkens the light areas. Do you think?
Um,
I don't know.
I think it allows them to stand up a little bit, but it still gives them,
'Cause
um, it gives your light colors the ability to stand out.
oh, 'cause you're putting like for his shirt there, you would put white on top of that gray,
Right,
it would pop.
right.
Yeah,
So
got it.
for what right here.
Oh, yeah. I love using, gray tone paper. I've never printed out a coloring page on it. That's kinda cool. That's really cool, actually.
So
Yeah.
so I'm just putting in some of the detail back in
Mhm.
that the first layers have taken out. And I can bring that back in with my blender as well
Right.
because it just removes the um, little bit of white spot there.
Now, what color will you use for the highlight of the skin?
So I will go back to the cadmium orange light when I'm done, and I'll blend it all together.
Okay.
But I am not a picture drawing person, so I just have to go by what is here. And I have a secondary one here that I've printed out in the lighter grayscale
Mhm.
and practice on. So I'm trying to follow those lines that have been removed here off of that. other one so that it can still show that shadow area.
Mm-hmm. What color is
And
that? Is that the
this this is redwood.
redwood? Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's kind of a almost a burnt sienna or a sienna
Right.
tone. May not be the best tone for this, but like I said before, I've never done this kind of skin tone. So
Dark skin tones
just
are the hardest,
just
definitely. I
just
think I
playing
did
it out.
I think I did 6 versions of her face before the one I showed you. So, yeah, this is not easy.
Yeah.
Not easy.
So Jamie says that's why I have a hard time with grayscale. Everything gets lost after 1 or 2 layers, in her opinion.
Mhm. I think it's important to not, uh to not lose those transitions,
Yeah.
to
And sometimes, depending upon how gray the grayscale is, like if it's a really dark grayscale, sometimes I will put down the darkest colors first,
Right, right. Yeah.
just so that I can maintain that dark color
Mhm.
and the
Yeah. Sometimes
features
I
of
will
it.
even, accent the features a little
Yeah.
at the beginning. Um, yeah. Not always, but
And I think I should have done that, I think, with the gray tone paper, but live and learn. He's getting closer. He's in the ugly teenage stage, so yeah, that's what we call it, the ugly teenage stage.
yeah. You don't wanna see my oil paintings after the first coat. It's like, they're scary.
Yep, yep. He's in the ugly stage at this point.
Will you use any yellow ochre?
Um, I was going to, but putting that green under it has given that a little bit of a yellow tone to it in some areas.
Mm,
So I'm not quite sure about the yellow ochre.
okay. Yeah.
Um, if you see any areas that it may, like I was thinking up here on the highlight areas.
Mm,
Let's see here. So this one here is yellow ochre. So I was thinking more in these areas here.
mm, mhm. And I wouldn't be afraid of using an actual does this brand have an actual flesh color?
Nope, it's got, I
No?
don't think so. No, it has apricot, tangerine,
Hmm,
yellow ochre light, and cadmium orange light,
okay.
but it
Tan
doesn't actually have one that says flesh.
yeah. Yeah, I think that also is,
It's become taboo.
what? Using actual flesh?
Yeah, using the word flesh because it's usually a lighter tone.
Oh, right. Oh, no, no. Yeah, I think what are they called now? They're not called flesh, they're called I'm looking at the Prismacolor. Hmm. No, that's, uh,
She's pulling out her old ones. They all say flesh.
Deco Pink.
Yep, it's all called pink.
Deco Pink. Wait a minute, what's that? Beige. Oh, peach, that's what it's called.
Peach tones, yeah.
Peach. So I use peach over dark flesh tones, but it sounds like your set doesn't
Yeah.
have peach.
Yeah, the one that I use is the apricot light,
Oh,
which is a
apricot.
really dark peach.
Yeah.
Um,
You I
I
don't think it
also
hurts
have
to put a little of
peach.
that over it.
Let's see, I do have peach. So let's see, where's my peach? But peach is really dark, so
Really?
yeah, it's like a really deep pink peach, like a Georgia peach color.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's very different from the Prismacolor, which is not.
But in those darker areas, and I'm just gonna throw everything at it, guys, and see what
Good.
sticks.
Yeah.
What's gonna happen? What's the worst thing to happen? I have to reprint it, right? I'll take instruction from Ruth Sanderson, no problem, anytime, every time. No, I'm not even close to good at this. So yeah, that adds some good depth to that.
Yeah. I wouldn't be afraid of going over that whole middle area of his cheek. You know,
So
it's
this whole area,
yeah, because th- I think what's happening is the olive may be a little too prominent in that area.
yeah, it's just not quite
It's so,
covered. Yeah,
so pink, you know, little
yeah,
pink. I mean, you can always go back in and dull it down,
yeah.
you know,
Well,
with
we're also going to go back over it with the light tone here as well, which is the cadmium orange light, which is a really light peach.
mhm.
So we'll dull it down a little bit with that as well. I just don't want him to be too red. I don't want him to look like he's on fire or something.
Yeah, I almost wonder if you could dull it down with an opposite, like a gray even. You know what I mean? Like almost like a burnish
Yeah.
with a gray,
Um,
to dull it back down.
right. I'm going to try this first, and then we can
Yeah, no,
take
it's
a look at adding the gray or even a white to it just to drop it down a little.
yeah, especially in the areas that
The
there's a
highlight area.
little
Yeah.
lighter. Yeah, the sort of the top of his shoulder, and yeah, that area of his neck. Ooh, yeah. Is that white?
No, it's the light peach,
Light
the
pink?
cadmium orange.
Oh, cadmium orange. Okay.
So this is the one that I was going to burnish it with after I got all the layers on there.
Yep. No, that'll really add that sense of light
Yeah.
on his face, on his cheek and his cheekbone up here.
The So there we have. I'm not sure if I'm still on screen. I have a tendency to start shoving it all over the place because I'm trying to get into where I'm going. So that's a little bit lighter anyway.
Hmm.
And there's certain areas that I haven't gone over heavily with the dark browns, and that's where this is going to start showing the most.
Hmm. Yeah, right on the top of that shoulder is
Yeah.
bright where it's lit by the
Yeah.
light.
And where's my brush? brush. There it is. Now I want to just want to lighten those down a little bit.
Now, what color would you use for the features? You know, to redefine and accent them, like his nostril and his lip and what have you.
That I'm going to grab a little bit of walnut type brown,
Mhm.
but I'm trying to see where they are. My light keeps on reflecting back at me,
Oh dear.
so I'm trying to.
That's a walnut brown?
Yeah,
Oh my gosh, it looks black.
yeah, it's
I
walnut
think these
brown.
colors are not they're not accurate, are they, when you see them on the screen?
Well, also it's going on top of because here's the walnut brown,
Oh, okay. Yep.
but it's going on to the colors that are there as well as the grayscale. And my screen, like my camera, has
Mhm.
issues, but the grayscale does darken it down a little bit.
Right, right.
I'm trying to. Put that definition back in there. But not really get too dark with it.
Mhm.
I'm just messing up his face at this point.
The top of his lip, can probably be
Yeah,
that same brown that you used for the cheek.
yeah,
Um, you know, it doesn't have to be pink or anything, he's a guy.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I was thinking about doing it a little bit more of the peachy tone in here and
There, yeah.
dulling this down a
Just
little bit.
softening all the transition,
Yeah,
yeah.
soften this a little bit.
Mhm. That's good.
But now his mouth is looking a little bit. Sorry, guys, not ignoring y'all. Honest. So, do you know how many coloring books you have in print right now?
Oh, yeah, I see that. No.
No,
Um,
a
I
few.
know, let me look on my desktop. I actually have a folder with all the covers in one place, so I can go look at that, and then I will count them. It might be about at
If
least 12, I think.
if you want, you can share the screen with the folder in it, and you can do a flip through of them.
Oh my. Wow.
I'm,
So
I'm asking a lot now, am I? So
2,
what you do is you share the screen, and you
3,
click on the
4,
the
6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, those are just the covers.
yeah.
Wait. Mhm,
Not do flip throughs of each book, just of the covers.
Yeah, let me,
Because yeah, a flip through of each book would be.
Yeah, that would be way
Crazy.
that would take way too long.
That'd be crazy.
Okay, where are we? Okay, we are in books. We are in coloring books. All right. And all right. One.
Okay.
Move out of
Something dinged on you.
Yeah, there was something that wasn't a cover in the file. So
Oh dear.
okay. All right. Okay. Can I share the screen again?
Yep. You
Okay.
just hit share screen. I'll put you
Yeah.
into the.
Uh, 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 uh. Where can I go? Um, present. Okay, we'll do the
Yep.
share screen. La la la. Share screen window. That one. Share.
All right.
Okay.
All right. So if you want to click on each one, I'm not sure if you have it set up so that you can go next to next to next, but if you click on the first one, you should get an arrow where you can go next, 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 and individually view them.
Hmm. No. Oh, I know. Wait, no, I'm doing it wrong.
You shared the wrong screen.
Actually, I'm trying to do it on. Wait, did it disappear?
No, it's still there. I just took it down.
All I see is me.
So there you go.
I know. I know. Let's see. Uh, action. Action. No. View. Action. It's gallery. Woohoo!
There
Okay.
you go. You did it.
I think I did it.
You
Yes.
did it. Yes, you did.
So is it up? There
Yep.
is
Yep.
okay. So 12 dancing princes. So these aren't in any particular order,
Yep.
but Castle Full of Cats, and that's based on a children's book that I wrote and illustrated called A Castle Full of Cats. It's also available as a book.
Awesome.
Some of the books you can get signed on my website. The ones that are out of print, especially that I have like extra copies of. So if anyone's interested, here's my cute mice. Christmas magic.
Yay. One of my favorites.
There's another fairy tale, Cinderella, Snow Princess. So this one I think is maybe one of the most challenging ones in that there's a lot of snow scenes and
Uh-huh.
people often have trouble with snow.
I find snow one of the easiest
Couple
things
of
to
snow
color.
tutorials, yeah, but it's tricky, and I think the book itself, I think I used a whole bunch of different color schemes for the different snow scenes, depending on
Mm-hmm.
the time of day. So I had one that was sort of sunset. So, the
It
snow
had more pink tones in it. Yeah.
actually, and yeah, yeah. So, but it's probably a little more advanced, I'd say that one.
Yeah.
So fairies, that was fun. Grayscale. So most of these are grayscale. This one is a line art.
That's
The
so
style.
cute.
Fantastic cuts. And here's the faces one. So yeah, that I do have a coloring lighter skin tone YouTube demo as well as the dark one.
Mm-hmm.
Um, First Christmas, that's based on my nativity book and some other Christmas art that I've done over the years. I've done quite a lot of art for various books and greeting cards.
So for anybody that wants to take a look at Ruth's tutorials or Ruth's YouTube, I did put up a banner there that gives you her YouTube address. Or of course you can just search for Ruth Sanderson and that should come up.
And let's see. So that was based on a little picture book I did, a story by Margaret Weiss Brown called Four Fur Feet. And the originals for this is actually in gouache. So that's my only book in gouache, which is opaque watercolor. So a different technique. Goldilocks, that was really fun. Puppies, Kittens, and Bunnies, which used to be
I
called
love that book.
Used to be called, oh gosh, Baby Animals.
Baby animals, yeah.
And then I went to do a little bit of a revision on it, like, nothing really major, just something small. Sometimes I'll do a tweak here and there.
Yeah.
Um, and for some reason, Kindle, rejected it and said it was a copyright infringement. It's like, "What?"
A copyright infringement
I
on
have
my own
no
book.
idea, if it was the title that some other book had and they thought I was stealing it, but anyway,
Yeah.
it was all my art and I have the rights to use it, so
Yeah.
and they wouldn't budge, so I ended up putting all the pictures in another book and with a different cover and calling it Puppies, Kittens, and Bunnies.
Yeah.
So it's just basically the same book.
Yeah, it's the same book.
Anyway,
But
there's
it's adorable and I love it.
oh, thank you.
I did color out of that one this week too. This month.
So this is
Um,
the current book that
and
you
that's
are
the name.
working on,
Yeah.
um, Heidi, which again has some light and dark images. This one also I'd say is pretty advanced in that the the pictures were a little difficult to grayscale. A lot of my paintings for Heidi were very dark, so it was hard to get really good contrast on them. And
Mm.
so I did the best I could. And I think it's okay, but some of the pictures are you know a little trickier than others to color.
Yeah,
Oh,
I just bought that one from the Etsy shop
okay. So Merry Christmas.
because I
Another
for some
grayscale,
reason didn't have that one.
another grayscale one. Um, Mother Goose rhymes, and that one has the rhymes. So if you want to um, color it and then read it to your favorite child, you can. Child or grandchild
Or your spouse. Yeah.
or your spouse. Yeah. Mary had a little lamb.
Yeah.
So this is actually more of a collectible book on my art for Nancy Drew because it contains a lot of my sketches for the covers I did, some interior art.
Yeah.
So a lot of Nancy Drew collectors buy this just to have it as a collectible piece and don't color in it,
Yeah.
but you can.
But you can.
Here's my second book of nursery rhymes. So I did a big Mother Goose collection. It's like a 64-page Mother Goose. So I had enough art to do two coloring books. So this
And
is,
they're so cute.
yeah, that was fun to do. Oh, and here's Santa's Christmas. That was my first Christmas book. And that one did very well, very well, and continues to do pretty well. That's a nice thing about selling books on Amazon through the Kindle Direct Publishing is that they it's print on demand, so I
Yeah.
don't have to ship them out myself, which
Yeah.
is very nice. And usually they're good. Sometimes you'll get a weird printing where there'll be lines through it,
Yeah.
through the pictures. That's happened to me a couple times, and they will, if you return them, they'll send you new ones. So if
Yeah.
anybody gets, a copy that's flawed, definitely return it. And I don't mind
Yeah.
coloring on the Amazon books. I wanted to make sure when I started doing, self-publishing these on the Kindle Direct Publishing that it was colorable. And I have many of these books that I've colored right in the book itself,
Yeah.
and been able to do it, and even like burnished with Gamsol, and it didn't bleed through. So,
Oh, that's good.
you know, I, it's like a sketch paper. The paper. I think it's a nice tooth to work with. So,
Yeah, I find that the some of the softer pencils work better on it.
mhm,
So things like the Prismas and those softer wax-based pencils
mhm.
work a little bit better on it.
Yes, you do.
Um,
want to use hard pencils on it. And I do not use the burnishing pencil because that is hard and it actually can push right through the colored pencil down to the gray, and
Yeah.
sometimes if you burnish too soon, it will actually pull up the gray and you get a big mess. So
Yeah, yeah,
I've just
you have to
stopped
make sure
using
that you
I just have stopped using the burnishing pencils. I only use actually now my favorite thing is the colorless blender marker.
yeah.
Um, I like that a lot. So, World of Fairies, that was my very first coloring book. And actually I did this for Fairy I did a version of this for Fairy magazine. They put out a coloring book called Winged Beauty, and they invited 5 different artists to participate.
Yep.
And so I thought, well, that'd be fun. So I did it, and then I went, I like this. I want to keep doing this. So I actually changed uh,
Ruth,
pictures to be vertical instead of horizontal, and I added a bunch more, additional ones, and
I
stuff.
have the Wing Beauty book here.
This is my very, very first full coloring book.
I love
Yeah.
this book. I love the fairies that you have in it.
Thank you.
And the Wing Beauty book,
Mhm.
did you
What is this?
intentionally did you intentionally hide the fairies or
Did I hide them?
yeah.
What do you mean?
In Winged Beauty,
Yes.
there's all sorts of little tiny hidden fairies.
Oh, yeah. No, I like to do that. I like to do that.
I went through and I found them all. I was gonna ask you how many you put in there, but I don't think you remember.
And in some of my big oil paintings, I have one called the Fall Fairy, which is the painting is 24 by 36 inches, and I think there's about 30 fairies hidden in that picture. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I like hiding fairies. I do.
I love finding them. I went through one night and Discord, and me and Celine found as many as we could.
Okay,
It's
so
an
let's
awesome book.
let's
Absolutely awesome book.
so let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22.
And
Wow.
that's not even even including ones like the Wing Beauty, and I
No,
do believe you
well,
were
that's
also in the Coloring Heaven and
sure, sure, but those weren't solo books. So these are
yeah.
ones that
Yeah.
are solo books.
Yeah,
I
that's
have them included.
a lot of work.
22, but I've been doing this since 2016, so about 6 years.
Yeah, but 22 books in 6 years, woman.
Yeah,
Jeez.
but the ones that are grayscale
Are your original
take
works.
as long. I might spend 6 months if I'm doing it from scratch. I might take 4 to 6 months
Yeah,
to create the art, as opposed to maybe two or 3 weeks to grayscale and to clean them up.
right.
An existing painting, I just don't hit a button that says grayscale. I really have to work on them
Work on it.
to
Yeah.
make sure that they're going to be colorable. I have to make sure the faces are light enough, and I do a lot of extra things to for the grayscale. Um, I don't just hit a button. So it
Right,
takes
right,
takes a number of weeks to create one from existing art, and then it
right.
takes uh,
If you're doing new art, that takes a lot longer.
yeah, 4 to 6 months as opposed to 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah, she
So,
has 22 of her own coloring books.
and how many are one, two, three, four of them, or three or four are original pen and ink,
Pen and ink.
just
Yeah.
made for the book itself, um, as opposed to grayscale. But
Yeah.
I consider my pen and ink work also grayscale because you're going right over, if it's an area of grass that's got all kinds of little choo, 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 choo,
Yeah.
choo, you
Yeah.
go right over them. And colored pencils are pretty darn transparent.
Yep.
What's underneath shows through. I don't know if it would be possible to color, black marks completely and make them a different color.
The Prisma white will do that for you.
Prisma white, maybe. Yeah, gray. We wouldn't want to do that.
Yeah.
So, so it's a little different method to in coloring, over the pen and ink that has cross hatching and what have you.
Right. Right.
But it's similar to grayscale.
Right.
Say.
And I actually really enjoy that kind of line art because it does give me direction.
Hmm.
Um, line art that doesn't give me any direction at all, that doesn't have any sort of feature or impression to it,
Hmm.
I find very difficult to color.
Hmm. Yeah, the traditional just lines.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I have no directional impression myself, so
Hmm. Yeah, it's like what value do you make it? You have to
yeah,
figure all that out.
yeah, and
Um,
I'm no good at that. I'm not that kind of I'm a colorist, not I have no artistic vision, I just have color vision.
mhm, mhm.
So I'm hoping that he's starting to look a little bit better now.
Yeah, yes.
Putting back some of his definition with the brown.
Mhm,
And as you were saying, the burnishing pencil or the blending pencil can bring out the gray.
mm,
So going over it when you've put down enough color that it's starting to cover up your gray scale to a point where you can't see where that definition is anymore.
mhm,
Going over it with, I have found that going over it with the blending pencil,
mm,
as long as you have enough of
mhm,
the color on there, it may bring up a little bit of that gray, but it actually enhances the color area,
mhm,
blending it into that grayscale and bringing that
mhm.
definition back.
Yeah, as long as you have enough, layers.
Oh yeah, you gotta definitely have enough color on there. And with the Caran Dash blender, it will tell you if there's enough color. Most blenders will. If you blend something and it starts peeling up, you don't have enough color down.
Right, right.
If it just moves it around and starts to blend it together, you have plenty of color. But you can't, when you're doing this on grayscale, it is best not to push on it at all.
Mhm.
Just gently go over top of it
Yeah,
and pull it together. But if you push down on it, you're going to end up um, removing that color.
yeah. Or just use a colorless blender.
Yeah, I have problems with that. It
Really?
seems to wash my color away.
Oh, wow.
Like the on like the tan tone and stuff like that. Different papers work differently with it.
Yeah. No,
Like with
sure.
with the alcohol one, I have troubles with it, but for the watercolor ones, like the Corinne and that sort of thing, like I'll show you. I have to make sure I wipe it.
Right. Mm. Yeah, it wets it and it sort of darkens it, but then when it dries, it, lightens it
Yeah,
back up, right? Yeah.
yeah, but it lifts up. Like if I was to touch this to the white, it would be all that
Oh,
brown.
oh, exactly. Yeah. In fact, sometimes you have to sort of wipe it on a
Yeah,
paper to clear it off.
yeah, I have a sponge that I wipe it on so that I don't
Hmm.
end up pulling that color. But this one here is one of my favorite ones for it.
Yeah, I think each brand is just different.
Yeah,
Works.
but I have to be careful which way I'm pulling it.
Mhm.
Otherwise, I get those hard areas there.
Right, right, right.
And sometimes I just don't like the way it looks.
Actually, I like that. It softened his cheek. I like that.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
it's just got to dry a bit here so that it'll sort itself out. Sometimes it works really well, sometimes it doesn't.
Mhm. Yeah, I can see. And it could be a property of that particular kind of pencil combined with that
Yeah.
blender. Um, I think that maybe the Prismacolors stay put a little more.
Actually, I found that the Prismacolors move a lot more with water than a lot of pencils do.
Huh. Okay.
These pencils themselves actually do not move a lot with water, and
Mm,
actually using a watercolor brush on them
mhm,
doesn't move them a lot, but
mhm.
the um, type of chemical that they put in the blender brush is what's moving it. It's got a little bit of Gamsol type chemical in it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Hmm.
But if I was to go over this, say, with a water brush, it wouldn't move at all.
Right, because it's oil and water. They don't
Yeah. Yeah.
they don't
But
mix.
sometimes the even the oil um, watercolor or not watercolor, oil colored pencils, the pigment in them moves.
Ah.
But as you can see here, all of that grayscale came back up in
Oh, it
his arm.
did. Yeah. Yeah. Do you think that's why do you think that happened?
It lifted the pencil. It pushed the pencil out of the way, and I get that same thing happen with alcohol markers as well. I've got to let that dry. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Have you ever tried going back in with a pencil when it's wet?
I have, but it tears the paper.
Oh.
This is the Karen Brush Marker Pro blender pen.
Mhm.
So let me find mine. So Jamie's being a wise mouth. Hello, Pamela. Hello, Divis.
I'm not looking at the chat, I'm sorry, I'm
Oh no, it's fine. I look up every once in a while too. Oh, I make mud too. Pamela, don't worry. It's a part of what we do. We make mud. It's just what we do.
and when it dries, you can go back over it,
Yeah,
it's
once it's dry and the paper reflattens itself, I can go over it. I know that it's not dry enough when the paper still bubbled. The paper itself is holding on to the moisture.
Hmm.
But I'll move on to another area and work from there and go back to it afterwards. So we're going to move on to his toga here. I assume that's what that is a toga. Toga type shirt. I make a lot of assumptions when I color. I am using the Castle Art Golds. So I've got Dove Gray here, and we're going to go in and we're going to put in the shadow areas. And this is, of course, one of the times where I will mix a pencil with another pencil color or another pencil set. And it's because it's white. I always prefer to use the Prismacolor white because it shows up very white. So I will be using the Prismacolor white.
Yeah, I like Prismacolor. Well, that's what I use anyway, but I do like the white.
That's
Oh,
that's your favorite.
Ruth, do you color? Yes.
Yes, yes,
Yes,
she does.
I do. In fact, I did a demonstration of dark skin tones using on a version of this picture that's just the woman, um, on my YouTube channel, and here she is. So here's my coloring.
It's so pretty. She's gorgeous.
So that's Prismacolor.
Do you color for fun?
No,
Just for the
I
pleasure of it?
I don't color for fun because I have so many other kinds of art that I do for fun, like, scratchboard, which is completely opposite because it's black and white, but I absolutely love scratchboard. If you wanna see some of my work, go to my website and look under portfolio in black and white, and you'll see my detailed, and you think this is a lot of layers. Try making a picture with a number 11 X-Acto knife with little tiny scratches.
Oh, no. Yeah, no, mm-mm.
Anyway, so that's the kind one of the kinds of art I like to do. And then the opposite extreme is, for the past couple years, um, my other art hobby, I do art for a living, but I also do it as a hobby, is painting outside. So I do oil painting,
And it's
plein
gorgeous.
air, which means outside, uh,
Which is gorgeous.
landscape painting. So I'll do a little painting in like 2 hours,
Yeah.
but then I'll do a big scratch board and it takes me 40 hours or 100 hours.
Lots of time, yeah.
A lot. So I have a lot of art hobbies. I do like colored pencils, but yeah, it's not one of the things I do.
A lot of.
Yeah, and mainly my art hobbies also are a way of making a living because I end up selling the paintings and I end up selling the scratch boards. Um, and I guess I could do pictures with colored pencils and sell them. But mainly I need to make a living as an artist. So so even
Yeah.
my hobbies as an artist, are things that I sell.
Well, and you exactly what as you say, you've got to make a living and, just sometimes just making a living can change what you use and what you enjoy as a hobby as well.
Mhm. Yeah,
And Laura, I'm coloring in the Grayscale Fantasy coloring book, and this is page number 31, if or 30 or 31, depending upon if you want the dark or the light grayscale in her PDF.
so both the PDF, which you can get on my website, and the book on Amazon, if you if you prefer getting a printed book, they both have two versions, a light grayscale and a darker grayscale.
And this is the darker grayscale, and I've printed it on gray toned paper from Strathmore.
Now, did you cut that to size, like an 8.5 by 11 before you
And
printed it?
no, I just increased the size to a 9 by 14.
You have a printer that'll print that big?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, a lot of people don't.
Yeah,
I
no, I got a Epson printer that prints this big for my birthday last year. So,
oh, nice. Yeah, I love Epsons. I have a big 17 by 22 uh,
oh,
bed Epson to do fine art prints. So I sell my own uh,
yeah,
clays. They're pigment based. So I sell
nice.
prints of my paintings.
Oh, that would make it so much easier.
Yeah, but I know a lot of people, and you know what's really hard to find it because I suggest people print on sketch paper, only 8.5 by 11 sketch paper
Is hard to
does
find.
not
Yeah.
exist.
Nope.
No, you 9 by 12. You can
Yeah.
get 9 by 12, and then you have to cut it down, which is annoying. Of course, they have
Yeah.
little tiny paper cutters. I've actually got one for my office for
Yeah.
whatever, and they're really easy, so
Yeah, I have a little guillotine now, that I use
and
if
another
I need to
rice
cut things
paper,
down.
that I like to print on is Spring Hill, vellum cardstock.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever used that.
Yeah. I use that for, when I use oil pastels. I actually use a vellum when I use oil
Yeah.
pastels. It's really kinda cool to do that on there.
Yeah, if you get cardstock for coloring, just make sure you don't get smooth if you're gonna use colored pencils.
Yeah, yeah. If you're gonna use markers, make sure that you get the smoothest
Right,
paper you can, but don't use
opposite.
your pencils on it.
It's really the opposite depending on what you wanna use it for. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So I'm going over that space where the gray came through with the marker,
Mhm.
and I'm using that Caran d'Ache blender stick I showed you, and I'm correcting it.
Do you think you need to add a little more color?
No, basically what it did is it just moved the color away from the gray,
Oh.
and once I saw it once it was dry,
Hmm.
it showed me where all that color was sitting. Basically, it just puddled
Oh. Oh.
that
Hmm.
ink puddled and pulled the gray up.
Oh.
So in the little spots where it puddled, you can see the gray through it,
Mhm.
and you can just pull that color back over top of it. If you find that there's an area that there's way too much gray to pull it back over, you can add a little bit more, but as long as you don't push really hard on your blender, you can add color. If you push really hard on the blender, you're not going to be able to add color because you've burnished the page.
Oh, right, right, right. Yeah.
But as long as you just use a very gentle touch to your blender, you should be able to move that around and recover it.
It's looking good.
So there we have him in his toga. I'm not overly fond of it, but let's switch it over to the main camera so you can see it all together there.
Oh, nice. Wow, it's interesting, it looks so much brighter in the close-up.
Yeah,
Which is truer to color, do you think?
yeah, yeah. The close up can be truer, is a bit truer to color, um, when the light is off. If the
Mm.
light is on,
Ah, it washes it.
it washes it out a bit.
Yeah.
So I've got the light on, so it's washing it out a little bit.
Mhm.
I find that sometimes the light reflection is more of a hindrance than my friend. Uh, but in order for everybody else to see it, I need to have the lights. Either which way, yeah. All right, so we have been here for an hour and 44 minutes.
Wow.
I know, isn't that crazy?
That is a
Um, we were going to do a giveaway. Did you still want to do the giveaway?
Yeah,
Or,
sure.
or these people don't need a giveaway, Ruth. Do you honestly think we should
Oh,
give them
yeah,
away?
they do. They look the ones
Oh,
that have stuck it out, I don't know, probably a lot of people left, but you
no, there's still 25 people here, so I think Ruth wanted to do a giveaway.
do. I wanna give somebody that cute look can I do you think
So
everyone's
just
sure
just
that
do a share again, and I'll put it up on the screen.
everyone's present? Share screen, blah, blah, blah. Where is he? Oh, no. Window. Oh, there he is. Okay. This
All right, so we're going to do a giveaway for the sneak peek of the new book. So this is not available anywhere else.
and I have to make at least 23 more pictures before I can publish the book.
Before it's published.
This is the
So
first picture.
so this is for a PDF of this picture. This picture is not available anywhere else. It is only available here. So this is the only place you're going to be able to get that. So until the book comes out anyway.
So do we have a
So
secret word or what?
yeah, I'm going to pull up Nightbot here.
Ooh.
And we're going to get that all set up. And we're going to start a giveaway. And let's do keyword. What's your favorite color, Ruth?
Oh gosh. What is my favorite color? Gold.
Gold. So the keyword is gold. So everybody in the chat, type in the word gold. And how many of these do you want to give away, Ruth?
I will give away 3.
Okay, so we're going to have 3 draws. Everybody use the word gold. So everybody type in the word gold. And Charlotte's going to walk through my house sneezing. So everyone type in the word gold. Now, if you do win, this is once again a PDF. So it is something that you will have to print yourself. And you do have to have an email address that you are willing to send me. I will send it to Ruth, and she will send you your PDF. So everybody type in the word gold. All right. Sneezy McButt over there. Sneezy McSneezer is sneezing her little head off. So we have 11 people out of 25, I think I said it was. So everybody in the lurker mode, come and type in the word gold. G-O-L-D.
They must have left the room.
Well, sometimes some people watch on a TV and they don't
Oh,
have the
yeah,
ability to type. So,
sure, sure.
all right, guys. So I'm going to do a countdown from 10. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Shannon, put in the word gold. 5, 4. I saw you in there. 3,
You take the
2,
staples.
1. Everyone, last chance, get your word in there. So we're going to roll it, and we're going to roll this 3 times. So rolling the first one, and then I'll do another countdown for everybody that is still lurking to get their word of gold in there. No. All right. So Alex Brock is the first winner of the giveaway. So Alex, make sure that you send me your email address by sending it to the exclamation point email me. And that will get me your address so I can give it to Ruth. Congratulations, Alex. Yay. So Alex has won that giveaway. And we're going to make sure everybody gets their word in. So anybody that didn't put your word in, get your word in beforehand, get your word in now. The word is gold. So G-O-L-D. Everybody get your word gold in. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. This will be the second winner. Della, congratulations, Della. Make sure that you send me your email address by exclamation point email me. All right, so this will be the last one. So congratulations, Della and Alex. So this will be the last one. And we're going to count down. All right. So everybody get your word gold in if you haven't already put it in. All right, last chance. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The last one is Mona. Mona, congratulations, Mona, Alex, and Della. Make sure you hit exclamation point email me, which will give you my email address. Send me your email address. I'll forward that on to Ruth, and we will get those pictures out to you. Congratulations, guys. Yay!
Have fun with them.
And have fun with that because it's gorgeous. Make sure that when Ruth emails you, that's awesome, Shannon. When Ruth emails you the pictures, please retain her email address and send her a copy of your colored picture back. I'm quite sure she would love to see them.
I would love to see that. I definitely would. One request would be not
Don't share it.
to share it online
Yeah.
until the book comes out later in the year.
Yeah.
Um,
So don't share it online, but you can share it in the Discord and with Ruth, of course.
and
The Discord the
if you're
Discord is private, so
okay. Okay.
so if you do want to share your colored picture in Discord, by all means, share it in Discord. Um, or if you want to share it with Ruth or myself, you can do that via email. Yes, you can share it with me because I've seen it. Keep it to yourself, people. Shh, it's a secret.
And more cute toys Chris coming soon.
More cute Christmas things are on their way.
Christmas things. Yeah. No, it balances the horror illustrations that I have to do.
How many more of those do you have?
I just got an assignment to do 8 more. Yeah.
So if you do one before and then you do that one and then you do one after,
Cute
then
toy and then somebody
yeah,
spreading
the cute toy.
blood everywhere. And
And
it's
then
not an actual
then
toy. It's
and then to fix that, another cute toy.
my antidote to the horror novels that I have to
Exactly. So we'll have 2 Christmas books by the time Christmas comes out.
the horror version and the cute version. Or not.
That would be awesome. It'd be hilarious. Ruth, thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate you coming and hanging out with us. I know I didn't get much colored, guys, but of course we will work on it for Art Therapy Thursday as well as finish it Friday. And if need be on Saturday or whenever.
Yeah, those the portraits take a long time,
They
especially
do.
the darker skin take a long.
Yeah, yeah. So, of course, remember the promotion below the video here is for Ruth's Etsy as well as this book on her website, and that is 40% off, and she has offered that to us for the entirety of January. So please, please, please make sure that you take full advantage of that. Send her as much love as we can possibly send her. She does have some tutorials on her YouTube as well. So make sure that you head on over there at some point as well and take a look at that.
Thank you.
Um,
Thanks for
if
having
absolutely any time, every time you ever say, I just feel like being on YouTube,
me.
let me know. And I'll put you up here.
Thanks, Renee. You're great. You're great.
All right, guys. Thank you all very much for hanging out. And again, Ruth, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate your input, your expertise, and all of your artwork.
Absolutely my
Um,
pleasure. Thank you.
and of course, everyone, remember, like, comment, and subscribe to any YouTube artist that you enjoy. And always remember to relax, color, and stay safe, everyone. Until next time, thank you so much for being here, and bye bye for now.